Well, I did it again. I went to another Mary Martin auction. And this one was just like the last one I was in that I bought a whole bunch of cards. Mary Martin Postcards is the largest postcard shop in the nation. And here's their website and a link to them. You want to check out their auctions and other things. They're experts in deltiology, which is a study in collecting of postcards. And Joe over there does a great job with the auctions. And this last auction was on December 12th, I think. And I won 1,660 cards. Yeah, 1,660 cards. I'm going to show you a couple here out of each of the categories. And then later on in the video, I took a bunch of random ones out of the stack and put them into the video. So you got about 15 minutes of looking at the different cards that I purchased. But the first set I bought was YMCA. And people say, well, why did you pick those? No one buys YMCA postcards. They're not top sellers. But I bought a bunch of cards like this. They're YMCA cards. I got 250 of them, approximately. Hey, I'm going to load them up. Anybody looking for YMCA, they're going to get it from me. Next one I bought was just something different. You know me, I like novelty postcards or different postcards. These are Gargoyle Postcards. What I mean by gargoyles, they're the statue things that are on top of buildings and stuff like that. Those are Gargoyle Postcards. One of the neatest things about what I was looking for is right there it says Notre Dame. That's the church, the ancient church or real old church over in France that burned down. I want to see if some of those gargoyles, that they say Notre Dame here, was on that building, if they were savable or not. But I went ahead and got some Gargoyle Postcards. Just something different. Want to, try things. Next one is something that always sells. They're not top dollar, but I always pick them up if I get them really cheap. I got over 750 President Postcards like this. There's Jimmy Carter, there's Jimmy again, there's Ronald Reagan in the crowd. So I got 750 President Postcards. Now I'm not going to list 750 straight in a row. I'll probably take packs of 50, list them one day, hold off a little bit, do another 25. So I'm going to sprinkle them in over time. They're not top dollars, but they do sell for historical purposes. And there is some neat scenes in here that I didn't see, stuff like that. And you got your Abraham Lincolns. You got Gerald Ford talking at a podium. I've sold those before. They sell between $4 and $6. But I got over 750 of them. So I'm going to sprinkle them in. They will sell, but they do take longer. So I'm not looking to get the money back on those right away, but it's nice to have in the store. The next one, auction I won, was over 300 fish cards. As you know, I like fish. So I couldn't pass up the marine life. Their cards kind of like this. Different ones got some fish on them. People do buy them. I remember putting the birds up, the state birds. I never thought those would sell. I sold out of them within a month. I had all the states and all the state birds, and they sold. So, but fish, I'll sprinkle these into my store as well. I got over 300 of these. Now, some of the neatest cards that I always try to pick up, or anything to do, is older wrestling cards. These were not all postcards. Some were arcade cards, exhibit cards, whatever you want to call them. But just like this guy here, I got 11, or what did I get these? 11 of them. There's Gorgeous George. I mean, there's a signature on that one. I'm not a big autograph guy, but I think it's auto penned on there. And then there's Lou Thens or something on there. There's Jerry Graham. But in that video at the end of all the postcards going through, you'll see every one of these. But those should do pretty well. There'll be a little bit of research done on these 11 cards. So I got 11 of those. Now another neat thing that people collect, and I got over 40 of these. These are called Coca-Cola signs on postcards. So it'd be a postcard with a Coke sign. And then there's one right here. It's a Coke sign. So all these postcards, I got over 40 postcards that had Coca-Cola signs in the postcard. Now in the video that you're going to see with all the postcards, I did put those out. I put almost a lot of those out there to see if you can pick out where the sign is. A couple of them you might have to look a little closer to. It took me a few minutes to say, hey, where's the sign? And then I found it. So in the video, there is a long stream in there of these cards, but they're pretty neat. The next batch I got from the auction to make up the 660 cards I got was automobile cards, like ads from dealers and stuff like that. I always look for these, but I can never find a big lot of them. I got over 60 of these. And whenever I find stuff like this that's in a big bunch and it's already curated and sorted out, I'm going to buy them, as long as it's a good price. But look at this one. This is a Malibu one there. This is the Caprice Classic Sedan. This is another one. So these are all like auto ads, and the video actually starts off with a lot of these randomly picked out to show you what they are. These don't sell for top dollar, but some people have nostalgic. You know, they had that car when they were young, or when they were kids, or they bought their first car with one of these. It'll sell. A lot of these cards I got are more long tail than short tail. The wrestling I think is going to go pretty quick. The Coca-Cola signs I think will go pretty quick. YMCA is going to sit. Presidents will sit a little bit. So there's a little bit of investment of time here with that. The next one I got over 150 Disney cards, standard Disney cards. I didn't get any Continentals. These are all the mouse cards. They're your typical Disney cards. Sell all the time for me. I look for them. I never pass them up. Over 150 Disney cards right there. And some of these are, I noticed there's some scenes in here that the attractions are closed down now, so I'll get a few extra dollars out of there. These will be a little shorter tail. Some of these will go pretty quick on there. Now, I always look for weird stuff, different things that I don't have in the store, and there was a batch of over 30 Merry Widow hats. And you're sitting there, what is a Merry Widow hat? It's just not for widows. They say it's from an opera when someone wore a big hat and it became a fashion. And there it is right there, that big old hat right there. So I got a whole bunch of these cards to see what they do. They are out there. It is a thing. I'm not that up on it, so I'm going to try to figure out what these sell for and stuff. But I got over 30. But this is kind of an experimental buy to go through things that are different. So Merry Widow hats. Now the next one, I always look for Krampus postcards. Krampus, I have a video on Krampus. Krampus is European folklore. He's like the devil of Christmas over there, and he steals, kidnaps children and stuff like that. So anything with Krampus cards, like Christmas cards, these are on lighter cardstock. Like here's the little guy right here. These are not going to sell as well as some of the other ones, but I'm sure I'll get my money out of them. Some people like these and stuff, but it's nice to have in there. I don't do a lot of Christmas cards, but Krampus is one of them. I got them for a good price. I got about 20 or so of these cards here. So overall, I got basically 1,660 postcards out of the whole auction. What did I pay for them? With shipping and everything, I paid $651. It's roughly 40 cents a card. So I got 1,660 cards, all different categories to put in my store for about 40 cents a card. If I sell each of these cards, when they all sell, and let's say conservatively $5 a card, but I know I'm probably going to get more than that. I'm probably going to be, higher than $5, but I always go conservative in my head when I'm buying, because there's always a chance of these things sitting as tying up your money, stuff like that. And I wasn't worried about that this time. This was buying different things, and that's what I'm going into 2023 doing, is buying different things. So if I sold every card for $5, to 660, gross sales will be $8,300. Now what if I just get $1 more? I'll be in the $9,000 to $10,000. So there was a little investment for the long tail, but if you get a bunch of those stacked up, so like last year, say I bought 3,000 cards in their long tail, and then I bought 2,000, and they're stacked up, and they start selling. You get a nice ladder of sales coming in of the cards, and that's what I'm doing. So for $651, I'm speculating I'll make over $8,000 when they all sell. When they sell, could be a while. Some will go pretty quick. I do expect to get my $651 back pretty quick. Not like tomorrow. In the first 6 months, I'm sure I'll get that back. Coming up in the video, I randomly selected cards out of each of these categories and put them in the video to show you some of the cards like I have done in the past, just so you get an idea what I was looking at when I bought these cards and what's out there. Like the Merry Widow hats, I don't know much about those. These new Krampus cards are a little different. The wrestling cards, all of those perked my interest and the price was right. I did pay up on a few auctions, but I'll tell you what, I lost a lot more auctions than I won. Because I have a number in my head when I go to bid on something, and I pretty well try to stay there. Once in a while I'll go over a little bit if I know I can get it and go cheaper on the next one. Let me go ahead and start this. That's about 15 minutes worth of looking at postcards. And if you want to jump around in the bottom, I'll have timestamps or categories or whatever they call them down there that you can jump to the section you want to see. And then I'll end it up with a little recap. Now that was all the cards. It was just a random sampling of them. And did you find all the Coke signs in those postcards? But you should have been able to pick out most of them. But those are just a sampling of the cards I got that I can't wait to list. It is going to take me a while to get to them because I have a lot of other cards queued up before that. But I will move the Disney and the wrestling up front. Those are good sellers and stuff like that. But I'm not worried about getting them up there tomorrow. Sometime in 2023 they'll get put up. They're in queue. I have a little system here that I work through. Check out Mary Martin Postcards for their next auction. Sign up for their newsletter. You will pay up a little bit because you got other bidders on there. They sell great cards. Now, some of these, I think this is coming from a collection, but these I do not believe are online. And that's part of my thing this year, is to find cards that have not been online. Now, if you made it this far through the video, I just want to wish everybody a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, as this video was put out on Christmas Eve 2022. Now, YouTube's going to show you a video here that they think you want to watch. So it's right here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.